Welcome to my channel. I'm Tharani and today I will be reading to you Pick a Pumpkin, Mrs.Mille by Judy Cox, illustrated by Joe Matthew. Now let's get started. Mrs.Mille, our teacher, is really silly. Good morning, class, she says. It's nice to meet you. It's nice to see you too, Mrs.Mille, we say. Today we are going to the pumpkin patch, Mrs.Mille tells us. Don't be silly, Mrs.Mille. You mean the pumpkin patch. We'll pick pumpkins for our harvest party and bring them back to school. No, we shout. You mean back to school. We line up to get on the bus. It's cold today, Mrs.Mille says. Don't forget your jackals. Don't you mean our jackets? We ask, giggling. At the farm, Farmer Don greets us at the gate. We'll go on a hayride, says Mrs.Mille. Everybody on the dragon. Don't be silly, Mrs.Mille. You mean the wagon. The hayride takes us down the road. Look, calls Mrs.Mille. A harecrow. We know what you mean. A scarecrow, we tell her. We climb off the wagon and run into the field. Be sure to pick a big one, Mrs.Mille calls. Mrs.Mille, you mean a big one. Wade through the muddy field, look for round orange pumas, calls Mrs.Mille. Pumpkins, we shout. After everyone has found a pumpkin, we load them into the wagon. Now we will visit the barn, says Mrs.Mille. You can be the animals. Don't be silly, Mrs.Mille. You mean see the animals. We feed the horses, we toss grain to the chickens. Mrs.Mille takes a picture of the pigs. Time to pet the boats, she says, smiling. Silly Mrs.Mille, you mean the goats. Mrs.Mille pets a billy. Let's help Farmer Don snake the leaves, says Mrs.Mille. You're so silly, we cry. You mean rake the leaves. We jump into the leaf pile. I spy a corn maze, says Mrs.Mille. Who wants to play hide and sheep? Hide and seek, Mrs.Mille, we yell. Ready for some hot apple cider? Asks Mrs.Mille. You mean apple cider, we say. How can you be so silly? Finally, it's time to leave. We'll take our pumpkins back to the mule, says Mrs.Mille. We know what you mean. Back to the school, we shout. We can carve them into gecko-lanterns. Silly Mrs.Mille, you mean jack-o'-lanterns, we tell her. Isn't the pumpkin patch fun? Mrs.Mille says as we line up for the bus. Yes, Mrs.Mille, we had fun, we shout. Farmer Don loads our pumpkins into the bus. Thank you, we tell him. As the bus pulls away, we wave goodbye to Farmer Don and his billy boats. Thanks for reading with me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell if you want to hear a notification every time I post a new video. Thanks for watching. Bye!